Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight for the demo day of the batch 299 of Le Wagon and the second batch of Le Wagon in Oslo. And for those of you who don't know what Le Wagon is, and I think there might be some in the room, even though there are quite some familiar faces here, Le Wagon is a 9-week full-time coding bootcamp. We are bringing technical skills to people without traditional technical backgrounds. We focus on people who would like to change their careers, become web developers, or maybe upskill in their careers that they have right now, be more technical, be a better project manager or a better product owner. Okay? Some of our alumni decide to go the freelance path. Some become digital nomads. You know, that's like a very trendy word right now. For the past 3 years, we've been ranked as the #1 bootcamp in the world. And it is not a ranking run by other bootcamps or by us. It's a ranking run by independent organization that gathers information about all the coding bootcamps in the world. And the people who vote are not hired by them. It's the alumni of each particular bootcamp. Sorry, my clicker is not collaborating. Yeah. Are we? Sorry about that. Technical issues are our everyday. Right now we are a global community of over 5,000 alumni. We are everywhere from Brazil to China, and we started the journey in Oslo here in June. So this is as I mentioned before, this is the second batch of students here in Norway. The Bootcamp Outline. You probably wonder, how much can one learn in 2 months? Okay, so the journey starts before the students come to us. They need to do some prep work to be ready, to be well equipped, to tackle all the material that we have for them. After that, the first couple of weeks is the foundations. So we learn everything from the back end to front end through databases. Those words to some of you might sound foreign. Hopefully to some of you, I'm directing my eyes at my students, are not as foreign anymore. Basically, we learn everything which is necessary to build web applications. And that's what we do in the second part of the bootcamp, so we really try to implement what we've been learning. And in the last 2 weeks, the students build their final project. So what you will see tonight are those final projects, okay? They are not built throughout the 9 weeks of the bootcamp. They are built only in the last 2 weeks. So they've been learning for 7 weeks and building for 2 weeks. And it's, in case you're not familiar with web development, this is really a short time to implement something. And they have to come up with an idea, design the app, so think of how it will look like, and think of what it will do, and finally build it, okay? So I hope that you will see how impressive the final results are of what those guys achieved within the last 2 weeks. Most of the students of this batch had no technical background, so they started as complete beginners. Who in this room has no idea what HTML and CSS is? Okay, they were like at this level 2 months ago, some of them, okay? So don't be intimidated with the words I'm saying. They had to learn it in just 2 months, and you could do that as well. I'm gonna let the students introduce themselves with a short video.
Peter.
Andre.
Tulasi.
Andreas.
Justin.
Agnieszka.
Jamin.
Helen.
Magnus. Jeremy.
I'm from Oslo.
I am from the northern part of Norway.
I'm from India.
I'm from Sweden.
I'm from Oslo.
I'm from Poland.
I am originally from South Korea, but I've been living in Norway for 12 years.
I'm from China.
I'm from Oslo.
I come from France.
I was studying marketing before I joined Le Wagon.
I have been working with fish my entire life.
I studied organic chemistry before Wagon.
Before Wagon, I worked as a CMO.
Before I started Wagon, I was a video technician for 8 years.
Before I joined Wagon, I worked in hospitality and education.
Before joining the Wagon, I worked at a tech startup company, mainly designing websites.
Before I joined the Wagon, I was a student in social sciences.
I work as an e-commerce consultant.
Before the Wagon, I was working on a startup project, which is an Algerian line.
I want to learn to code because I think it's good to have technical skills if you're gonna pursue marketing.
I decided I wanted to try coding because it's time to open a few more doors to the future.
I want to learn code because I want to become a developer.
I built a website in WordPress and found it really fun, so I wanted to learn more about coding.
I want to become a developer to change my career.
I would like to learn to code because of possibilities to create that it brings.
So before I studied computer science at my university, and then I kind of lost my passion. So I wanted to refresh my mind and also to rekindle my love for the coding.
I want to learn code because I have an idea for software and I would like to build it.
And I want to learn to code because the majority of businesses today operate in bits and bytes. And I think it's really relevant for my future.
I joined the Wagon to improve my startup project and my web solution.
Okay, so as you can see, this is quite a varied bunch of people from many different backgrounds, not only in terms of where they come from, but also what they've been doing before they joined the bootcamp. And I'm really excited to see how far they all have come in just 2 months. I think without the further ado, we will just get to the project. Okay. So the first team. Okay, I have to do it. You know how you want to save up for something, you're going on holidays, or you want to maybe join a coding bootcamp, but you never have enough cash on your account. You open it and it's like the money just disappears and you don't know where it goes. You kind of know that you should spend less on maybe going out on Fridays, but do you really know how much you spend on what? Probably not. And this is where Yield comes in play, and this is the first app that we want to present to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Agnieszka. I'm from Poland, but I've been living in Oslo for many years now. And recently I bought an apartment. It was a big event in my life, as you can imagine, but it also brought a lot of changes. Suddenly I realized that it became much more difficult to keep track of my personal economy. Before I used to rent a flat, so all the small fixes, even bills, they were all included in rent, so I didn't have to worry about them. But now it's became much more difficult. And I think having your expenses under control is very important. So for that, I need the right tool. So who of you here is familiar with some budgeting apps? Quite a few, yes, they are popular and they are really cool. The problem with them is that so far I didn't find one that would be adjusted to Norwegian market. Luckily, a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine told me about this new app called Yield. It was created in Norway, so it's suitable for Norwegian market. And I tried it, I liked it, and I decided to share my experience with this app with you today. So yeah, let's see how it works. It's a budgeting app, and what's really cool about it is that it helps me plan my savings every month. It allows me to create categories for my expenses and set limits to every category. When I say set limits, it means that I can budget a certain amount of money every month for a certain category. I can show you an example here. For example, if you look at the first category here, it's groceries. And this month I decided to spent no more than 3,500 on groceries. So it's very practical, and I will try to stick to that. As I told you before, I've been using this app for some time now, so these are all my data. But where do the data come from? Well, the app gives you a possibility to load a file from your bank. I have already downloaded the file from my bank website, so I'm going to quickly load this file. As you can see now, my inbox is empty, but as soon as I load the files, it will show me the new transactions. These are transactions that I made since my last login in the app. So, as you can see, the app is already suggesting you the categories for transactions. So we can quickly check it. The suggestions comes from your data. So the more transactions you have, the longer you are using the app, the more accurate suggestions will be. So the first one, it's from Kiwi, so it's groceries. I think that's correct, so I'm going to confirm it. The second one is from IKEA, home and interior, quite accurate. Let me confirm this one as well. The third one from Datera, I went out, so yes, food and drinks, makes sense. And from Menu, groceries, everything is fine. I can see one category, one transaction with no category. I can see that it's from a bookshop. 2 days ago, I went to buy a book, and now I need to assign a category to this transaction. So let me do this now. And actually, when I take a look at all the categories, I don't find the one that will be suitable for books. And since I buy a lot of books, it will be probably a good idea to create a separate category for that. So let me quickly do this. As you can see here, I have the list of categories that I'm currently using, and I can also create a new one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a category called books. I'm going to pick a nice color for this, and an accurate icon. I think we have a book icon, yeah, right here, and I'm going to save it. So now, if I go back to my inbox, I should be ready to assign this transaction to correct categories, books, and it works. Perfect. So now you can see my inbox is empty, which means that all data is categorized and up to date. I can use a little hint from the app. It says, time to check how you are doing in the budget. Sounds about right. I just created a new category, so probably I should set a budget for this category as well. So let me go back to my budget. The new category should appear at the bottom. That's right, it's here. So far, you can see that budgeted amount is 0. I spent 299, but I didn't set any limit, so I should do it now. If I look at the available amount for budgeting this month is 0. Well, it means that I have to edit my settings in my budget. I have to rethink it. And actually, when I think about it, at the beginning of the month, I was maybe a little bit too optimistic when it comes to food and drinks. I decided that I will spend 3,500 on food and drinks, which means going out, basically. But maybe I should come down a little bit and lower this amount. So I'm going to change it to 3,000 instead, and I will try to stick to that. But now I have extra 500, which I can put somewhere else. And I'm going to put it on books, right here. And as you can see, now I have extra 200, so I can buy one more book this month with a clear conscience, because I'm spending money that I actually have and I planned, so it's very practical. So this is a budget. I already categorized my transactions. They are all up to date. I edited everything, but the cool thing about this app is that it also has a lot of charts. So I can quickly take a look at the chart and have a quick understanding of where my economy is, where is it going, without a thorough analysis. So it's pretty useful. I really like it. So you can see that you can take a look on how much you spent this month. And as you can see, yesterday I went a little wild. It was before demo day, so I went shopping. I spent a little bit too much. That's why this graph is a little bit going up and down. I can also see how much money I budgeted this month with categories, and I can also see the total balance. So yes, this is it. This is yield. I hope you guys found it interesting, and maybe you yourselves are going to give it a go. Because if you ever wonder where did all my money go, maybe it's time to take a closer look at your personal budget. And if you need the right tool, I can strongly recommend you Yield. Thank you. And yeah, just one more thing. I presented to you Yield tonight on behalf of my team. So it was Jostein. He is somewhere here. Yeah, both of them are hiding behind the console. Jostein in a green shirt. He came up with idea of this app, and he was actually the brain of this app. And Jamin, who was also great help, and today sitting behind the console and helping me here in the presentation. So thank you very much.
All right, guys. So now we have saved some money. We can maybe actually go and use it. Maybe go somewhere, have some drinks with new friends, make new friends. And this is the problem that the second group is trying to tackle. So give it up to Bad B.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen. I recently moved to Oslo to pursue a master's degree. In the beginning of the semester, university organized many different activities for new students to interact with each other. And I met many people during that time. However, I was never able to know those people deeper because the time was so short. And as school starts, we gradually moved on to our own studies. And I started my study in psychology as well. Because the class there is so big, I was never able to talk to my classmates because I'm so shy. And as summer passed by, the sky got darker and darker, and I got a bit lonely. I wish I can talk to people. I wish I were a bit more social like the others. But I also wish there is a way for me to meet people like me, meet people that we have the same interest, and to study together. And the other day, while I was browsing through Facebook, an ad came up on my feed. Study groups for students. It is an app for students to meet like-minded students and to learn together. And that was kind of perfect for me at that moment. So I signed up that day, and after that, I hopped into several get-togethers. It was really nice for me because even though I'm shy, the app proposed small group study groups, and I was able to talk to people without being too anxious and to talk to them in an individual level. Recently, I started a new class called social psychology. The theory being discussed in class was very interesting, and I really wanted to get to know more about it and to discuss the idea with each other, with different students, and to hear about their experience and their opinions. But you know, I'm so shy, I wasn't able to do that. But then I remember there was Budbee. Maybe they already have a group on that topic, and I could join and talk with the people there. So let's go on and search for psychology. I see a list of results coming up. One of them is called Psychology UIO. That will be relevant because I study at that school, so let's click into that. So from the group description, it says this is a group for students who want to study for the exams and get A's. That's a very good motivation. But for me, right now, my focus is want to share the ideas with each other rather than study for the curriculum. So this might not be the group for me. So let's go back and see if there are better alternatives. So the first one, social psychology and hot chocolate. I like social psychology, and I really like hot chocolate as well. That's really nice. And I also think like drink speak about your personality. So people who drink hot chocolate might be a bit different than those who drink coffee every day. So let's check it out. So it's nice, the city is in Oslo, so I can join them. And let's see the description. So they are very into the cultural aspect of social psychology. And myself also lived in different countries, so that's very interesting to me and relevant. But a group is nothing if you don't consider the people, and I really want to know who are there. Oh, Andy and Tulasi, I know them. They're from my school. I have seen them in class. And they usually have like very good arguments in class, and I always wanted to talk to them, but you know I'm shy, so that never happened. So maybe this group will be a good place. And another girl called Leena, I have never heard about her. Let's click into that and see who she is. So I can see she's already in 2 groups, and they're both related to psychology. She must be very passionate about this topic. And I can see she's going to a meetup next week as well. So she must be very active in this society. That's very nice. But I think I want to know more about her before I join the group. So let's see if there's any more information in this page. Recent articles. Let's see what has she written on that. Okay, culture in my eyes. So apparently she wrote an article about the culture in Japan, the differences, and related to social psychology. But it seems a bit long, so I'm gonna save it for later, like we all do these days. But she seems like a very interesting person. I would like to follow her and get to know more and get more news from her on my notification. Let's do that here. So I know 2 people. I know they have great opinions on the topic, and this person looks very interesting, so I would like to join the group. So let's click in. And let's see if there's meetings and fits my date as well. So I can see next Monday they have upcoming get-together. Let me think. Monday, I think I have class until 2, and after that I'm free. That's a good day. Let's request. Okay, it says my request has been sent. So for shy people like me, ButB brought up a platform for me to meet like-minded students and to learn something together. And it created an opportunity for me to do things that I was never able to do in real life. And through this platform, I can achieve that goal. And I'm really looking forward to the next get-together with them and discuss the ideas together. Thank you. So I would like to thank my classmate, teammate, Tulasi and Andreas, also from the group. Without them, there would be no app. And also thank you to all the teaching staff, TA, from this Wagon 299 batch. And I'm very grateful, and it has been a very good time. And thank you.
Thank you, Helen. So guys, whether you're shy or you're outgoing, we probably all like from time to do one thing: travel. And I don't know about you, but at some point in my life, I think I stopped traveling with my friends because it was just such a pain. The organization, not the traveling, the organization. And that's the problem that Traveler is trying to solve. So give it up to them.
Hi, my name is Peter, and I love to travel, and usually with my friends. But as Joanna said, the biggest pain of any travel process is the planning. It always take my last trip, for example. I went to Paris, and the trip itself was really nice, but the planning part was horrible. I ended up having to do everything. The others weren't contributing. They sent me stuff on Google Docs, Facebook messages, WhatsApp. It was very disorganized. and they expected me to keep up with everything. And I am an organized person. I like to have everything like this. So that was frustrating for me. But luckily, I discovered this app called Traveler. And what Traveler does is it allows you to plan a trip with your friends, like a collaborative effort. Planning on going to Lofoten later this month, so I think we should just get started. So me and my friends have been talking about this, going to Lofoten, and thinking about this for a long time, but we haven't actually gotten to it yet. And we're going to call it Boy Scouts on New Adventures, because it's a bit of an in thing with my friends. And I'm going to describe it as the gang back together. So we're going to Lofoten, and now we're actually in the planning stage, which will be really nice. It starts on the 19th of October, and it ends on the 27th on October. And it's just going to be Jeremy, Magnus, and Andre with me. Just those three. So here you can see where the trip is empty. There's no activities. There's no suggestions. So maybe we should add some suggestions. So I really want to go hiking. The first thing when I come to Lofoten. So I want to go hiking in Svolvær, and it starts on the 21st and ends on the 22nd. It's a 2-day trip. And I really want to see the Northern Lights when I'm doing that, so I call it Northern Lights hiking. And the best part about hiking is that it's free. So I'm also going to add a photo to entice my friends to join me in this. Looks really nice. They'll probably like that. Yeah, so I'll add it. And here it is. You can see it on the map. But I also want to add another item. We need some place to stay. We need some accommodations. So I'm going to add I want to stay in a rorbø, a traditional one, in Leknes. And it's housing, in the housing category, and it starts on the 20th, and it ends on the 22nd. And the price, I'm going to call it Cool Rorbø. That will get them going. And the price is 500. Also going to add a picture because people like to look at pretty pictures, and that's important. So here we can see, oh wow, a lot of other people. My other friends have come in. They've joined the app, and they've added some more suggestions. As you can see, they've added a lot of them, and so there's a lot of things on the map right now. So, but it's as I said earlier, I like to be organized, so I want to see it in a more organized way. So the calendar view is really nice. Here I can see the different ones, but I really want to see it in a bigger style because as you can see, I wear glasses, so I would really like that. So here you can see there's lots of different ones, but there are some overlapping ones. For example, that one, yeah, it's overlapping. Maybe we should pick something out. We can't have all of these things on the same day. So I think we should go back to the trip suggestions. And one of the nice things is that you can add things to your final route. If it has a lot of likes, you can add it to your final route, and then it's added to the final itinerary. So you don't have to have everything. You can pick and choose. So we're going to add the ones with the most likes. So that one has a lot of likes. We'll add that to the final route. We'll add the camper van as well. We need somehow to travel between the islands. That one doesn't have that many. We'll add kayaking. That has several likes. And we'll add one or two more. We'll add that one and that one, Lofoten Viking style. That looks very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to look at the final route. So here you can see we have the different items, and it also creates a route on the map for us, which is really nice. So we can see where we're going, so we can sort of plan further. So that is what Traveler does. You're able to suggest items. You can then add them to the final route, and basically plan better, travel better. So, yeah. Obviously, I'm the one up here presenting, but I wouldn't be able to do all of this myself in 2 weeks, especially not in 2 weeks. So Magnus and Andre and Jeremy are on my team, and they've really done a lot of work. It's been really nice.
Thank you, Peter. So guys, we conclude with these 3 presentations. I hope that you found this inspiring. I'm certainly very proud. Obviously, I'm also not objective because I've spent 2 entire months with these guys, and we work from 8:30 to 6 p.m., sometimes 11 p.m., every day, Monday to Friday. So it certainly has been a roller coaster, as we always promise on day 1, and we always deliver to this one, because people are the most interesting part of the bootcamp, but it's also the biggest challenge because we are so different, and we all have our own ideas, and we all have our own personalities. So it certainly has been intense, but I hope you guys enjoyed it at least as much as I did. I'm definitely extremely proud. You've come a really long way. I'm getting emotional, so I'm gonna cut it here. For those of you who got inspired and would like to maybe consider doing something like this themselves, the next bootcamp is starting on the 6th of January, and we still have the applications open. So feel free to come talk to me or come to some of my students. There are also some alumni of the first batch, so they will probably identify themselves if asked. Ask them all the questions that maybe you wouldn't ask me. Ask them because they have the first-hand experience, and they can tell you how it really looked like from the inside. There are some teachers here with us tonight. Some of them are not. So the teachers in Le Wagon travel a lot. Some of them are watching us on Instagram. So hi. I'm sorry to use a cheat sheet, but there are 9 teachers that have been with us. My memory is failing me in stage situations, so I'm just going to read it out. And none of this would be possible without the amazing teaching staff that we have at Le Wagon. So thank you very much to Morten, Patrick, Martin, Angelica, Maria, Ingrid, Alice, Elin, Yair, and Gonzalo. Thank you very much, guys. As the final stage, we are going to play a small... Oh, okay. You want to take over the mic?
Yes, this wasn't planned, but since I've been hanging around Le Wagon the longest, probably some of you have seen me before. I was helping a little bit Joanna in organization. That's why I allow myself to speak on behalf of everyone. Once again, of course, we presented the apps, but that's obvious that none of this would be possible without a Le Wagon team. So I would like to thank you, or we would like to thank you, especially to Joanna, who made it possible and was with us every single day, as you know, had everything under control. So I think that was an amazing support. And of course, to all the teachers from the beginning who taught us the very basics to the very end, who helped us a lot with our apps. So thank you very much for this. And see you at Le Wagon.
This really wasn't planned. So before I really get way too, we are going to play a short video to you guys to give you an insight of how the life of Le Wagon looks like. Not only the learning, but also the social part. And in the meantime, while the others enjoy the video, I would like to invite all the teachers present in the room and all the students for our last group photo here. Thank you very much for attending the demo days, and I hope you enjoyed the last video.